Hello, this is Heather Gates, and I welcome you to the Stand in the And podcast, where we have honest conversations about the messy complexity of the human experience, where we get stuck, and how we find forward, in the and of it all where many things are true at once. This podcast is designed especially for those of us who want to make things more beautiful and better for everyone, and sometimes need reminding that we are human too. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome back to the podcast, y'all. It's episode number 2. So excited to have you back at the table with us today. And I'm joined by one of my favorite people on the planet, Ashley Bishop.
Hi, that's me.
You want to introduce yourself?
I do.
Okay.
So, like she said, I'm Ashley Bishop, and I'm the operations manager here at Human-Centered Strategy. And I work mostly behind the scenes. I do a lot of behind the scenes, support Heather, support the business, keep us on the tracks.
All the tracks.
All the things.
All the things.
All the hats. Yes. I am many.
And they're not truly not enough words to express my gratitude for, first of all, your willingness to jump on this train in the first place.
Yeah.
It's been 4
years.
4 and some months.
Crazy.
Since you've worked here.
Mm-hmm.
And so many things would not happen or exist without your nurturing. So support feels like, I don't know what stronger word there is.
Yeah.
But whatever it is that's being the glue that keeps the whole thing going, please know, and I probably don't tell you enough.
Not true.
Certainly this podcast would not exist. So y'all, now we're inviting you on a team meeting.
Yeah. Ooh, I love that. Mm-hmm.
It's me and Ashley around here.
Here we are. Hi.
Even on the podcast, there's no one producing this. There's no team. It's Ashley.
Yes.
It's us recording this. And let's see. Well, there's a team of technical support.
For sure. Customer support, chat,
GPT,
all the things help
Googling our way.
Facts.
Forward to this. So I just am grateful and like supporting me. And we'll probably talk about this, but y'all know in the last podcast, I talked about this sort of fear-fire equation and moving forward. It's so clear to me the role that having supportive people in my life has played in that journey.
Yeah.
Right. The cheerleaders that keep going, that we're going to figure this out, has really been a game changer. So I'm deeply grateful and excited that you're here.
Same.
We're going to try to remember that we're being recorded and that we're sharing this with the world. And it's not just another day of us sitting at the table today. Before we get into it, I'm playing around with calling this the and stand.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we're going to do an and stand.
Yeah.
And that's the question of kind of what and are you standing in today as you show up?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go?
So I did have a little time to think about this, so thank you for that. I'm actually sitting. I'm not standing today, but I'm sitting in probably fear, but anxiety. I know we haven't quite figured out like if that's the same, if it's so different. So fear/anxiety and forward. So anxiety about personally and professionally. At the house, they're building the deck. I've got like all of that swirling, and we have a lot going on at the office. We have a lot going on at work. We're launching new things. We're doing new things. There's a lot of like anxiety and fear that comes along with that. And forward in a peaceful way, and forward in we're going to get through this, and it's not as scary as we think it is, or the world's not going to crumble around us. So I would say I'm sitting in that.
And I'll just deep breath, right? Let me shake the snow globe.
Shake the globe. I know.
Anybody who's worked with me, probably mostly in coaching, I talk about settling our snow globe. We literally brought a snow globe to the session today.
Yes, we did.
Shout out to a client actually who made this for us. As a way just to remember to settle our energy. So part of this is kind of acknowledge what we're sitting with. I am sitting in a lot also And I think I'm going to do it as partially an intention. So I want to be in presence and patience.
Yeah.
And I too am settling the energy of antsiness, is what I would call it. I think I mentioned on the first podcast that I run high energy on the inside. Right?
All geared up in there.
Call it what you want to. It could feel like exciting. It could feel like anxiousness. It can feel kind of itchy. So I'm holding a lot of energy that I do want to sit the snow globe down and settle into this conversation. Presence is a big value for me.
Yeah, sure.
I value, value close up. I value really being where I am when I'm there.
Yes.
Because there's we could be thinking about, you mentioned the debt, like we could be thinking about all the things that are happening or client work we're not doing while we're doing this or whatever else. But I really want to try. So I think part of my and is more of an intention.
Yeah.
So presence to be here and really be here. And then the patience part of that, because we talked a little bit, I think all that we've been doing lately has prompted the and that we're going to dig into more today. And one of the things that's coming up for me about the podcast when I think about it is just how much I have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, all like lists. I told you, I was like, and I have like 10 things that I want to talk about tools. So when I say patience, I think I'm realizing that, because it took me so long to get here.
Right.
And it's almost like popping the cork on a champagne bottle. It's like, it's all coming up.
And you just want to share it all.
Or share it all, say it all. And I know that I can be kind of intense and sometimes overwhelming. So I want to be patient with what's in me too.
Yeah.
And trust that we have time.
Yes.
We don't have to cover all the things.
Right.
We're just going to talk a little bit today. I think we said this last time, but we are going to try to make these podcasts around 45 minutes, not more than an hour if we can figure out how to keep track of time. We have learned some things since last time. So anybody who listened to episode 1, and I encourage you to do so, it gives some backstory. You'll know that our episode turned off.
Yep.
We didn't record part of it. We now know why. And hopefully today are not doing that. So we're learning a ton.
Yeah.
So I'm trying. Patience is not my gift.
That is such a hard space to be in and learn patience. Yes. That's a hard one.
Life wants me to keep learning. It keeps giving me practice.
I know. It's the worst.
So the and that I intend to stand in today is some tangle of presence and patience with settling my antsy. Yeah. My antsy energy. Okay. Thank you for the share.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait to see your new deck at your house. It's going to be lovely.
So many things.
And it's a lot.
It is.
And I think I'm glad you mentioned house, because I think we're primarily today going to dig into kind of the business strategy side of things. And y'all, we're never just the business or strategy side of things.
Right.
We're always people in bodies and lives with lots going on. So I'm glad that you reminded us of all the ands that we stand in that don't necessarily relate to this context. Big announcement. Are you nervous?
Not at all. Go.
No one is expecting what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Our orchid is going to bloom soon.
Yes.
And we're going to talk more about her today.
She's beautiful.
And she is a metaphor for today's content.
Yeah.
So we decided that the and that we want to focus on today is lovingly referred to as the not yet or the meantime. I'm going to nerd this up for a second.
Yeah.
So in strategy, when we're working with clients, whether in coaching or groups or whatever the context, I often use a framework that we call Imagine Now Action. Y'all know we work in complexity. Many of you listening do too. I like simple frameworks for complexity, not because it sort of oversimplifies the work, but it gives us a way to enter into complexity. It's always tricky for me, like to add complexity to complexity as frameworks go doesn't feel helpful. So I'm always on the search for kind of simple ways to dive into this. So we talk about often, what do we imagine? Where are we now? And how do we bridge the gap? Individually, collectively, whatever it is. Lots more we could say there about context that we're planning in and all those sorts of things. But for the purpose of today, I think what I want us to hone in on and just settle into and get curious about, right?
Yeah.
That's what this podcast, this isn't about like us, here are all the things we know. Some of it is, here's what I've experienced, and here's what I'm really curious about. But there's a space. When we're having a conversation around what do you imagine, where are you now, and how to bridge the gap, that means we're spending a lot of time managing the gap.
Yeah.
And it can feel real tricky for a number of ways. I mentioned the orchid.
Yeah.
Anybody who knows me knows that the story I tell myself is that I don't grow things. I do a lot of things. Growing them is not it. If I want a flower, I buy it in flower form. So it feels like a miracle that this orchid has survived in this office now about 4 years. But y'all, the thing about an orchid, hi, we're doing a podcast. Hi, UPS. Come. Hi. And we're going to not edit this out because this is living.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is cards for Stand in the End podcast.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, that's what that is.
Okay, real life.
So,
all the things are happening. So, y'all, an orchid looks like a stick with leaves most of the time.
Facts.
And so, as far as the imagine and the where are we now, it takes a lot of showing up in the not yet phase, gradual watering, not giving up all the things before it blooms. And then when it does, we get real excited around here.
Yes.
So our orchid is about to bloom, and it is the inspiration for today.
She has 5 flowers. Buds. Those
So-
are buds.
I have more I want to say about the meantime, but what about when you think about this space, here we say showing up in the meantime, kind of what, or even the orchid not yet. Is there another way to say that is kind of how you think about it?
Well, if I go back to like what I am sitting in today, which is fear and forward, it feels like the meantime between how I'm actually feeling anxious about XYZ right now versus where I want to be, which is in peace, in presence. Yeah, it's the like what do I need to do to like support myself in right now as I'm like feeling the fear and anxiety in order to help me get to that peaceful present place.
Yeah, interesting. So in that example would be kind of a feeling or an emotion, right? The gap between here's how I feel and here's how I want to feel.
Yeah.
You know, other ways I think it shows up is here's the business that I want to build, and I'm starting at zero negative thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Or here's the podcast that I want to do, and
Yes.
I'm too scared to hear my own voice.
Right.
So it can be lots of things. You know, I think as we think about, usually in a client context and in ours, when we're thinking about imagine, you know, it's more like, what is the future culture?
Right. The goal.
Yeah. What's the goal?
Right.
Yes. I think that's a good way to talk about it too. It really is about the space between where you are now and moving toward a goal.
Yep.
One thing I want to say before we get into how we get stuck in this, and we'll just do some share.
Yeah.
Is I think it's so brave to be willing to imagine. Because in my experience, there's no way around that courage, meaning like I'm willing to say yes to disappointment, the tension in the and, the all of it.
Right.
So, but just right out the gate, I want to say to, folks listening, we still don't know what to call y'all,
Right.
the
Y'all.
y'alls. Anybody listening, that just kudos for the courage to set the goal in the first place.
I agree.
For community, for agency, for self, because it comes with a lot.
It does.
Y'all heard on the first podcast how much I care and love people. I'd say, this may be, I don't know what the boundary around TMI is. Y'all let me know.
We're going to learn.
Yeah.
We're learning.
That to love and to care as much as I do means I'm pretty much always some version of brokenhearted also. Because the gap never connects the way we want it to. So when I draw the diagram on a big, sheet of paper in front of a session, it's a nice little tidy box on what do we imagine, where are we now, and how do we bridge the gap. In real life, it's not a straight line like that.
I agree.
It's up, down, sideways, backwards, in a circle. It's spaghetti diagram, and it can feel very disorienting.
Yes.
So now I'm starting to get into like where it starts to feel sticky.
Right.
Like that's where I think we get so, disoriented.
And like telling like the stories that we create within the mess too only keeps us like more stuck.
What for you? So let's talk about stuck.
Okay.
Where does it get? What does stuck look like for you in the meantime, or in the not yet? What do you see?
I think
it's also always okay to pass.
Right. We can always pass.
So you can say you don't want to answer it.
I would say just like the negative. Is that like a negative bias or like the negative stories that I'm like?
So it's in your own story.
In my own story, like getting stuck in like my own stuff. Like I'm in my own way. And it tends to be like the negative story, like perfection like sneaks up in there, like catastrophizing. Like I definitely do that. And it just, I feel like it keeps me from being to where I can imagine, and it robs me of the joy of the meantime too. I just wish I could just like put that down. Like it's hard to put it down, but I can remind myself that to put it down and don't let it rob me of the experience of like navigating and getting curious about navigating this meantime space.
So for you, it's like my own stories can block me, right, or get in the way of the imagined. I connect with that on even episode 1, like the example I gave about how long it took to get going with the podcast.
Yeah,
that sort of, I can sort of imagine it, and I'm not to say this is what you're describing, but on that sort of what is this kind of personal experience of it, I can imagine it, and I have a lot of story and a lot of stuff that's almost keeping me, because another place I can get stuck in that, I mean, people say like we're stuck in our heads, but really either in that or just the thinking about the thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Like that sort of stuck can keep me from action.
Right.
And what we know is some sort of action is required to bridge the gap.
Yes, absolutely.
You can only know, so just to add a layer aside from the sort of storytelling that we do in ourselves, I can whiteboard and note take and infographic.
Make all the lists.
Oh, if my husband, someone out there smiling right now. I love a list, y'all.
I really love a list.
And we can make a list, and eventually we have to check some stuff off the list by doing the things that help move us. So I do think, agree that there is a stuck part in this that's just kind of in our own swirl that we may have tools for. I have another one too, but maybe before, let's just talk about tools. How do we get unstuck from that sort of story swirl?
I think the first thing you do is just you have to like recognize that you're even stuck in the first place. I think is really important to like acknowledge, going back to my like anxiousness, like acknowledging for myself, like I'm feeling really anxious about this, and trying not to create story around it, I think is, for me at least, my first goal is like acknowledging that I'm feeling this way. Like, what do I need to do? Do I need to like grab some water? Do I need to go take a walk? Do I need to sit down and talk to someone about it? And just trying to figure out like how to process whatever it is that I'm standing in, like process it through my body so that it doesn't hold me up.
Yeah. And for me, just hearing you describe that, because it's so different, even when I think back to how I handled my own stuckness 10, 15 years
Right.
ago, this, again, it feels brave, like the willingness to turn toward it.
Right. And not run. Yes.
Yeah, to like, oh, let me, and I hear in you curiosity.
Yes.
We're going to talk
That's the
1
biggest
billion times about curiosity, but turning toward the thing.
Yes.
To get curious about it and see what needs, how do we tend to it? Because in the podcast story example, like there was some work I needed to, there were some steps, it was not the time.
Right.
So it wasn't just about how do I make myself get ready, or make myself be ready when I'm not ready. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Not like just launch it. And then
And then you'll figure it out.
And maybe we would have. Maybe that's true too. We can't know that.
For some things, maybe. For others.
More time. So I think that's a helpful reminder, is to get curious about it. Another thing that's coming up for me is, I think I'm going to save it.
Well, and I was going to say, I feel like getting curious about it just changes. It takes it from like a negative more to a positive, for me at least.
Say
where
more.
Instead of like beating myself up at whatever the issue is or whatever's happening in the moment, if I just like get curious or start asking questions about it, like you said, like turn towards it versus turning away from it, it just helps. I don't know, maybe I'm less scared of it at that point, or like less fearful of the anxiety, or less fearful of the action item that I need to do. It's just, I feel like that just helps me get unstuck a little.
You said something that made me think about, you said turn toward it with curiosity, then like not beat ourselves up or something, I think you said.
Yeah.
Y'all, I don't know how to say differently that kicking our own ass is not a success strategy. It is a burnout tool.
Yes. Yes.
I have spent a lot of time in that space. Somebody smarter about it all than me can help us understand why we do that, but I have just see it come up in myself over time, and it just wears me out. Anyway, I think this turn toward with curiosity, self-compassion, and I know that like y'all don't roll your eyes at me, or you know what, you can,
I know, right?
because I would have been that person too. But to the extent that we can extend grace to whatever it is that is showing up for us as we're in pursuit of this thing that is brave in the first place, to even believe in better, in different, in a dream, in possibility. Yeah. And things are going to show up along the way. You also mentioned, I think you like listed through a bunch of stuff that you do, and talk to somebody was one of them.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this in the very beginning intro, but just I continue to be amazed at, it's again, spoiler alert, I am quite an independent person.
I'm an independent lady.
I want to do all the things. I like autonomy.
Yes.
And life keeps teaching me that to get to the imagine that I have, it's a team sport.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people, that whether that's Ashley in the office, if that's therapist, if that's coach.
That's the IT person I was just on.
Yeah.
All the people.
All the people, y'all, we're not meant to have to figure all this out by ourselves. So that's another thing that I would offer to this particular type of stuck that you're mentioning is it can feel really lonely. and it doesn't have to.
Right.
And there are a lot of tools and experts and things, I think, that can join us in that place. And that alone feels, a bit of a shift.
Yeah.
To just hold space with you in that. So one of the tensions, I'm going to just shift gears a little bit.
Yeah.
One of the tensions that I was going to say struggling, but I don't feel like I'm struggling, navigating.
I like that word.
Navigate is, so we don't have to look far for a real life example. We're going to use the podcast.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So years and years of not doing it, thinking about it, getting ready, but not taking the action. They're very far away from the imagine.
Yeah.
In a sort of energetic, and I'm not saying work wasn't happening. I was doing a lot of work on me.
Yeah.
That helped, but we weren't like moving the thing forward.
Right.
It is becoming clear to me that once I get really ready, I'm ready to like light the firework and have the thing go right now.
Yes.
So
yes.
Feel free. I know when I brought
true.
this up that you might have a lot to say about this. So this is partially me acknowledging perhaps you to everyone. When I'm ready, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So the tension for me is I can get very frustrated.
Yeah.
And it's strange to me to hold these two together, to be like slow, 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 slow. But then when I'm ready, I'm like, bloom, right now.
Right.
Go.
Yes.
Faster. Why does this take so long? What are we doing? And again, because it can't be just me, like things don't go as fast or as smoothly, or and I can get sort of hair on fire and control-y about it. I'm not sure if there's more you want to reflect about your experience.
You're really, you're taking accountability for it all. You're doing a great job. Keep going.
You're saying
you're
it.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah, I get antsy.
Yeah.
So I thought I would just name.
And I think that's just the energy that you hold and have to manage in your own meantime.
Correct. So anybody else out there who, and I'm sitting here, I'm going to have to get curious about myself right now in real time. I don't think I'm alone. Y'all let me know. I care a lot.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Something about this readiness that builds up, and then I want it all to happen. And what we know is that I can get a little hair on fire about things, and it can catch other people and things on fire.
Yeah, sometimes.
So the goal is to keep it at like lava level energy.
I love lava level energy. She's my favorite.
Just so y'all know what we're trying to do over here. Because it's where, what happens in that space? So when I get that way, I'm less patient. I'm kind of getting into things, trying to make things move faster than our capacity can actually support.
Yes.
And we make mistakes from that place. It's frustrating. I create stress in the ecosystem. So I wanted to just honor that.
Thank you.
For mainly Ashley, but also maybe everyone, as something that comes up in the meantime.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So,
and it feels valid. Like it feels like that's just what's really helpful for you in that time.
I don't know that it feels helpful to me though.
Okay.
It feels like it's happening, but it doesn't feel like lava energy feels helpful. I'm trying to keep the right tension balance between effort and ease. And when I get how I'm describing, it's like the fire gets too big.
Right.
In a way that's not my best work.
Right.
And my guess is that it is fueled by fear underneath it all.
Yeah, for sure.
Like fear that it's not fast enough. It's not. And actually, probably what's happening is I'm trying to close the gap faster.
Yes. Yeah.
Because the I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are going to think. I don't know how it's going to go. it is so,
all that story.
It's so uncomfortable to be in the itch of that, that I imagine that I'm just trying to close the gap as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So part of that, again, back to stay curious is, all right, I feel, so a red flag for me is I feel really frustrated.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah.
What's going on for me? And so if it's me just trying to shortcut some energy.
Facts. I don't want to feel those things.
Yeah.
Either. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what do I do with that? And I can go either way. Sometimes it's like I have to move this energy out through physical intense stuff. And sometimes it means I need to sit in this and slow it down.
Yes.
Shake the snow globe. Shake.
Shake it.
Sit it down and let myself be present, because it usually means I'm living several steps ahead of now.
Right.
And truly all we can do is whatever now is.
Yes.
So I can get a little tilted too forward. So how do I settle back in that? But I think I can get too controlling and too much happening. And also I think sometimes so frustrated that then I like give up. So there's that risk that sometimes frustration either drives us real hard forward, or I think it can be like, never mind.
Oh, I mean, that same frustration you saw play out in real time with me trying to figure out how to separate
this is real-time
tracks.
Example from like 30 minutes ago.
Yes, exactly. Trying to figure out how to separate the tracks in the podcast. And I was getting so frustrated. The support person was doing an amazing job trying to help me through it. But also it's through chat. So I'm like, she's giving me links. I'm looking at things. I'm feeling frustrated. And I was like, you know what? We're just going to do it this way today. I don't want to do this anymore. Because I was so frustrated. I was like, I just want to be done. I don't want to feel this anymore. I want out of this project. So yeah, I feel that deeply.
And then what happened?
You were like, lean in. You're almost there. I was like, fine.
Did I sing it to you like that?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I was like, fine, I'm going to lean in. So we leaned in. We now have an email stream going. I have tech IT department looking at it because what happened is not actually common for us. So I am glad that I did lean in. Thanks to you.
Well, it's so interesting. Like, it's funny because I was, I've been thinking about this until I just watched it play out
in real time.
And you're like, we're just going to do it the other way.
Yeah.
And I said, you're so close.
I know. Like, you're so close.
Because I think, so that can happen. I think we can quit too soon.
Absolutely.
When things get frustrating. So figuring out, what's going on there. That's another example. We're having somebody else to kind of cheerlead you on. Like, you're so close.
Right. You're so
Because there are times where I'm like, because I think another example, and then I want to come back to some of the tool stuff around frustration, but there are times where, I don't know if frustration is a signal, but I think the thing that we end up needing to do is quit sooner.
Yes.
Or let go.
Right. I was going to say, it reminds me of that time with you like drew the thing, what is that, graph? You're like, you can spend energy and have all this energy. And then
it's like, it's an inverse U.
Yes.
Right. There's a certain point of return. Well, I just, sometimes, so in that example, it was, we're so close.
Mm-hmm.
How do we push through? You're so close.
Right.
I've got you. Yeah. Let's do this. And this is a really technical kind of small example, but that we're giving. But if you were in a bigger, right, think about the organization.
Yes.
There are many days where I'm like, we're done.
Right.
I'm tired.
Lock the door.
I can't do it anymore.
It's fine.
We're done.
Yeah.
So it can be on bigger things where you're close or you don't mean it and you're burnt out or whatever it is. And it's about carrying on. Just keep watering the orchid.
Right.
Keep showing up. What do you need? Get curious, tend to yourself, have others support you, and carry on. And then there are times, I think, where, and not to get into the weeds of it, but in our business, we've realized that we were pushing towards something because we said we were going to.
Right.
that ultimately we kept getting stuck around and needed to ask ourselves if that was still the thing to move to.
Right.
So like permission to question the imagine.
Yes. Yes. That's huge. Just sit in that.
Because I think, right, sometimes when we're like, here's the big goal and I'm going to go for it.
Right.
We learn things over time.
Mm-hmm.
You've done this specific.
Yes.
Do you think of this example of why did we pursue this? Because we will ask ourselves that question.
Yeah.
Do we still need to do this? And I think sometimes where we get stuck is we have spent 2 years trying to do this.
Right.
Are we not going to push this thing over the finish line?
Right. Like we set that goal. That was a goal that we really wanted to
and it feels like right? So it can feel like failure.
I agree.
But to sit in it and go, why did we pursue it in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
And answer that question. Have we done that, gotten what out of it?
Did we get what we needed out of it? Yep.
So, and we changed the imagine.
Right.
And we've let some stuff go. So I think we have examples in even just within this business of places where maybe we've let go too soon.
Yeah.
I have a couple, I think, of strategies that I think, I don't know if we let go too soon or if I just wasn't ready for them.
Yep. So that's a good question.
That's a curiosity. Mm-hmm. And there's some things that we pushed real hard on, maybe past when we needed to.
Yeah, I agree.
And eventually let go. And all of us, like, why does this all matter? Who cares? Mm. To me, this whole conversation about the and is being a mindfulness around the energy that we're expending.
Yes.
In service to, because this is all about helping humans flourish, making things more beautiful and better. So how are we spending our energy in service to that? So my hope is that conversations like this are like, God, here's how I am dumping buckets of energy into this. Here's a more supportive and efficient way to do it, or be on the lookout, for X, Y, and Z. What else comes up when you think about, I just want to, part of what on this podcast will be important to me is that we're not only thinking about, shining the light on all the stuff that's hard.
Yeah.
But what are the tools that we use to move forward? Are there other things that you've thought about or that you feel like we should mention that fall into that for you, or that like examples that we have here about it?
Maybe. So I think finding joy in the meantime is just like fuel for yourself. So flowers, like, oh my gosh, we love flowers around here. So yeah, just like finding your things that keep you joyful and excited about the work or the project. I just feel like it helps you maintain like clarity too, to maybe sort out like, am I giving up on this too soon because I'm just like so frustrated, this isn't fun anymore, I don't like it? Or is it, I have literally done every single thing I know to do on this and I just cannot see it going any further than this.
Yeah.
But just keeping just some playfulness to the work, or I feel like that for me, that feels like a tool that I use all the time.
Playfulness, you said a lot in there. I want to just kind of peel the onion back a little bit. So one thing I want to dig into a little bit is when you said, I don't remember your language. If we could just play those tape back.
I know, right?
Like, I don't think that's what it is.
Can we roll the tape back?
I'm showing my
rewind. No.
Did the tape capture this? No, this sort of reminding yourself why you're doing this in the first place. Because there's back to the framework. What do we imagine? Where are we now? And how do we bridge the gap? Sometimes that's a really big imagine. So I'll take us, human flourishing.
Right.
Then there's a lot of little tiny frameworks within that.
Yes.
So I have to remember, what's the big goal? why are we doing this?
Right. Yes.
It feels hard. To help reignite the fire that drives the rest of the thing forward.
Yeah. It just keeps you grounded.
Keeps you grounded, keeps you reminded. It's humbling.
Yes.
I think a lot of this is like humbling. This human experience is so humbling. And I mean, some of it helps I'm willing to trade this temporary unease and this discomfort in service to human flourishing for everybody.
Yes.
So that is a grounding reminder. And I have to like go away and get quiet a few times a year to remind myself while we're doing all of this. I have to get quiet. I give myself permission to question everything.
Absolutely.
What are we doing? Why are we doing it? Is this the way to do it? And then all those little imagines in between about specific business strategies, because you could hold on to and be reminded about the big imagine and then realize you got to let go of some of the things you thought were going to get you there. Either they're not. And we have to be honest with ourselves.
That's it. Yeah.
About because busyness is not necessarily progress. And sometimes I think we get confused.
I agree.
So what are we doing? What do we want to be doing? How does that align with the reality and our energy and our capacity? And that we not let some of that stuff make us lose a big thing. So you talked about joy a second ago, and also this getting grounded in the point of it. And those feel both really important. I just wanted to shine a light on that one. And then agree with you 1000% that joy is fuel for the journey.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you, but I know I have been that person. Y'all, Ashley and I have known each other for a long time.
Forever.
She and I worked together in prior roles.
Yeah.
And then she's been here 4 years. So anyway, I think once upon a time, I was push. Joy is the finish line. Work. And then we play when it's done.
Right.
Maybe in some models that works. In this particular complexity, in this long game that we are in, we have to have joy along the way. I'll put a pin in it, another podcast. I want to have a whole podcast about joy. It reminds us what the point of this is, right?
Yes.
It's part of flourishing. It's fueling, it's grounding. I think it's our birthright, right? We don't have to earn it. So I agree. And you mentioned flowers. So little things.
Yeah, absolutely.
That make just the day-to-day stuff to remind us what does bring us joy. Because I think joy looks really different. Joy sounds sometimes like theme park roller coaster.
I agree.
But we're
cheerleader-y a little.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. It's more, I've never thought about this way. But back to our framework on imagine and now, it's making sure we keep joy in the now box.
Yes.
Always now. Always what do I need to do to help support my own human experience and continue to work in service of that.
Too. Yeah.
And I don't want to confuse that with fun. I'm not saying that this work is fun all the time.
Right. Because it can be hard and heavy and
it's hard. It's
so hard.
Heavy. The complexities and the realities that we are faced with and in and around us right now are heartbreaking, frustrating, disappointing, all of it.
Yeah.
And we need to hold joy alongside of it to keep us in it.
Yes.
So I think it's part of what helps keep us in it. What else? So other tools. Joy is a reminder, staying focused on what your goal is.
Yep.
Whatever you need to do. Zoom way out.
Yep, zoom way out.
Some of it is zoom way in. Keep watering the plant.
Yeah. Give her tea water.
Y'all.
She will thrive.
Everybody doesn't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
so
tell the people.
The thriving of this orchid in our office is that it gets, so I'm a hot tea drinker. And so, when you come in the next day and there's still tea left in your cup, that's what goes to the orchid.
She loves it.
So just know she's thriving now, like 4 years in. She's about to bloom
know.
again on leftover cold tea water. So I give her all that I can, and she seems to be okay.
She's so happy with it.
And environment is part of thriving and how we can bloom.
Yeah.
Because I also have, not kept alive a lot of orchids. So for all you plant people who are going to tell me that it's impossible to kill an orchid, not true.
Yeah, they're finicky.
So yeah, keep watering the plant is another thing that I would say. There are days where we're stuck in, we're a small business. It's an interesting consulting model. We don't know what necessarily the work's going to be 6 months from now. Sometimes that can get pretty scary. And so we're just like, show up with excellence for the work we have. Keep showing up.
Yep.
Do the thing. Sometimes it's boring. We got to enter the expenses and do the
things.
Contracts and the stuff that's not like, doesn't feel like human flourishing contribution.
Right.
And again, we got to be honest with ourselves about what is actually fueling that progress, but that all of that little stuff.
Yeah.
I think often about slow motion success. Again, back to I want to light a firework and like have it all done. I think I have to keep sitting in just the day-to-day care and nurturing.
Right.
And I'm talking about a plant as a metaphor, but I'm talking about the business.
Yeah.
I think it's true if people are nurturing a culture that they can imagine, teams, relationships, community partnerships, that, it's a keep showing up in the values that you have, rinse and repeat over and over. So that's keep watering the orchid, I think is another one that comes up for me. Ding the bell.
Yes.
You want to explain that?
Yes, we do have a bell in our office that it's beautiful. It's like this gold vintagey bell that you would find like at a hotel. And if anyone's ever worked in customer service, the thought of hearing the bell ding is actually quite like horrific. But we've spun it here where it's like anytime what we're defining as success, like we have a success to share, or we've done something that we didn't think that we could do, or learned something new, or discovered a new curiosity, we will ding the bell, and it's actually become really fun.
And we stole this idea from LinkedIn. Did you know this? Did you think I invented this?
I was like, wow, that's so clever.
I did not invent this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in North Carolina County, they have the same setup.
I love it.
Yeah. So it's the little things. The point of the bell is sometimes progress is really hard to see. And so every time we do a thing, and it could be a little thing, like we sent the newsletter, we posted the thing.
We signed the contract.
Yeah, whatever. We like ding the bell. And I might be in my office and I just hear it ding.
Yeah.
So it's a fun way to hear that, the team is celebrating, but I love it as a reminder because I'm not good at this. Back to my, I'm just ready to push.
Right. Yeah.
I'm ready to push to the thing, go, go, go. And what that means for me is I am constantly just seeing all the things that are not done yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is not done, what is not excellent, what is not, is how I am naturally, my natural tendency. Yeah. I think anybody who works in QI and continuous improvement, I'm looking at you right here. You're feeling me on this, right? It's your job. Like that's part of what's helpful is to see the things that feel not yet. What sometimes then is tricky is we miss what is. So, and this is actually, I've never thought about it this way until right now. In that swirl that you mentioned earlier, where sometimes we get in a tangle of fear about what, where we are. So much of that, I think, is what do we not know? And grounding in the what do I know? What is true? It feels related. I don't know. Yeah, that didn't connect as well when I said it out loud as it did in my neurosynapses. But there's something about appreciating the present.
Yes.
And I use appreciation with caution because I think sometimes we can use appreciation and gratitude to hide out
I agree.
to miss the other side of the and. So we need to hold the kind of the whole truth of it. But
Yeah.
how are we doing on time? Do we know? Y'all, okay.
40 minutes?
I was supposed to set a timer.
I know.
And I had it out. And I forgot to push the button.
We're at 51 minutes.
Oh, shoot. We're supposed to be wrapping
the first few minutes.
Okay, not recorded.
Playfully doing things.
Let me just say two things maybe, and then we'll tie a bow on this and wrap it up.
Yeah.
And then I'll ask you if you have anything else besides closeout stuff, if you have anything else you want to chime into this conversation around navigating the not yet.
Yes.
Maybe that's what we'll call this.
I love that.
Navigating the not yet. A reminder for myself who can get frustrated about how I can't control all the parts fast enough is I have to continuously remind myself to move the Jenga blocks that I can.
Yeah.
So y'all know the game Jenga, right? We can't move them just because we want to sometimes. And it might mean we have to pivot. Yeah. Like I can't push that right now. And I can move this. Yes. So that's maybe another place to be curious is like, if we feel stuck, is there another place that can help us move forward? Move the energy. Well, I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about that because across all the tensions in the and, there is this energy.
I agree.
I don't mean energy. I don't know how to say that differently, but like we're humans, not robots. We're in a body and a life that feels a way. We have sensations in our body that need tending to and acknowledging. And we'll talk a lot more about that, I hope, on the podcast. So tend to the energy that is you. And I think the last thing I want to say about this, maybe just as a lesson from my own journey, is you're enough already. I can't look at you in the face.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I wish I could look at everybody who's listening to this right now. I thought about that. I was like, do we need to be doing this on Zoom or YouTube or some other way? I want to look straight into the camera and say, you're enough right now. Whatever this thing, right? Because we care so much and we're attached to it and we think about we're moving towards the imagine and so all the frustration and disappointment can be internalized. And I'm just like, we're not hustling for our enoughness through this work.
Yeah.
So I believe deeply that you're already enough and worthy of love and all the things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to say that one.
I love that. Yeah. It's important.
Thing. Okay. Want to say thank you. People have been appreciate when folks reach out and say what's resonating with them about the podcast. Appreciate everybody's grace. Like I'm probably too close to the mic right now and you're just hearing weird mouth sounds. No. We're figuring it out. We're trying to show up and do imagine that we're going to keep doing a couple of these a month. I'm excited for the folks we have coming up in August. So stay tuned. Yes. Keep coming back. Ashley, remind people what the things are that they need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you enjoyed this episode today, you can give us a follow or leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. We would really appreciate that. And then you can also email us at connect@standintheand.com if you'd like to share some thoughts on today's episode specifically or share how you show up, struggle, or even get through the meantime. My favorite thing is that you can follow us now on Instagram for more like behind the scenes stuff, just to see what we're up to and kind of keep up with Stand in the And. And lastly, you can check out our show notes for this episode for details and links to the things that I just mentioned. So yeah, thank you so much for having me.
We should post a picture of you in your awesome juniper shirt on Instagram today.
We will.
I really am kind of sad for the audience that this is not a visual.
Can't see.
Yeah.
Juniper t-shirt.
Okay, y'all. I think we're closer to an hour than 45 minutes today. I'll try to rein it in and am loving this opportunity. I'm so grateful for you listeners and super grateful for you, Ashley.
Thank you.
For all the ways that you I mean, truly, I guess your job is to help my imagine come real.
Yes. Yeah.
And it is very clear to me every day, the role that you play. So I'm super grateful for you
I'm grateful to be here
today and all the days. And keep showing up, everybody. Stand in the And. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
The Stand in the And podcast is supported by Human-Centered Strategy, where we help leaders and teams build connection and strategy and complexity so that everyone can flourish. To learn more or to work with us, please visit us online at humancenteredstrategy.com or message me on LinkedIn.